Let's be honest. You don't want love as much as you want to be chosen. Not romance, not partnership, maybe not even intimacy. You want that moment where someone looks at you and decides, you, I want you. Because when that happens, something inside you finally goes quiet. And that's part people rarely admit. We say we want love. We say we want emotional safety. We say we want healthy relationships. But what hurts the most isn't losing love, it's realizing you weren't picked. It's the spiral that follows. Why them and not me? Why was I replaceable? What did I lack? What do they have that I don't? That's not heartbreak. That's your worth taking a hit. And if that makes you uncomfortable, good. That means we are touching the truth. You don't crave love, you crave confirmation. Confirmation that you matter, that you are enough, that you didn't imagine your value. You say you want partnership, but what you are really searching for is someone who will witness you and finally say, you don't have to prove anything anymore. That's why rejection stings even when you weren't that invested. That's why attention feels intoxicating. That's why inconsistency feels magnetic. You don't miss them, you miss who you became when they noticed you. And this didn't start in adulthood. For many people, love wasn't something you relaxed into, it was something you qualified for. You learned early that being lovable meant being polished, useful, emotionally manageable, exceptional in some way. So, your nervous system absorbed the rule without words. If I'm chosen, I'm safe, not loved, safe. That's why comfort can feel suspicious to you because comfort doesn't demand anything. And when love doesn't require effort, your body doesn't soften, it scans because your system was trained in conditional belonging. You weren't loved for existing, you were loved for functioning. So now, calm feels foreign and unfamiliar, consistency feels dull, and chaos feels like chemistry. This is why anxiety gets mistaken for love. That intensity you feel, the pull, the obsession, that's not connection. That's relief. Relief from uncertainty, relief from invisibility, relief from the fear of being overlooked again. So, my darling, what are you really afraid of? You are not afraid of rejection. You are afraid of being seen without shine and sparkle because shine kept you protected. So, your personality became a performance, a resume. Your humor became an armor, a strategy. Your competence became currency. And somewhere along the way, you stopped asking, can I be loved like this? And started asking that, how do I stay impressive enough to be kept? Your body doesn't experience love as ideas, it experiences patterns. And if the pattern was attention, approval, relief, and distance, then your system learned that closeness is unstable. So you keep reaching for fantasy. You chase people who don't choose easily. Because if they choose you, the unavailable one, the avoidant one, the emotionally closed one, then maybe that finally proves something. And that isn't healing, that's self abandonment dressed as desire. You don't want to be loved, you want to be exceptional. You want to be the one who changed them, the one they couldn't ignore, the one who finally got in. Because if you earn their love, maybe doubt quiets down. But here's where it collapses. Even when they choose you, you don't relax. Even when they stay, you wait. Even when they reassure you, you scan. Because being chosen once doesn't heal a system that learned love could be withdrawn. Even when they choose you, part of you is still bracing to be unchosen. And that vigilance is exhausting. It's why reassurance never sticks. Why being held without effort feels unsafe. Why rest feels undeserved. Because the real fear isn't abandonment. The real fear is this: if I stop performing, will anyone stay? That's not a relationship fear, that's a survival memory. You are not afraid of love. You are afraid of being ordinary and still worthy, afraid of being tired and still chosen, quiet and still wanted, complicated and still held. So, yes, grief is required, not for the relationship, not for the person. You grieve the version of you who believed love had to be earned, the version who stayed impressive to stay included, the version who kept editing herself to stay desirable. You grieve the parts of you that were soft, quiet, real, messy, gentle, and lovable, but never received love in that form. And then something shifts. You stop turning relationship into scorecards. You stop auditioning. You stop untangling yourself every moment to be easier to keep. You let yourself be complicated. You let yourself be average sometimes. You let yourself be seen without optimizing the outcome. And it hurts. Oh, it is going to hurt because your nervous system doesn't know what to do with peace. You miss the adrenaline of the chase, the meaning you pulled from being wanted, the highs and lows that made you feel alive. But you keep choosing the quiet because you are no longer asking love to rescue you from yourself. And when someone walks away, you don't chase, you let them. Not because it doesn't hurt, but because their leaving no longer defines you. Healing starts to look like this, not spiraling when no one texts back, not tying your worth to how desired you feel, letting someone see you on your unremarkable days, falling apart without apologizing for it. You stop chasing people who shrink you just to prove you are visible. Because, my darling, you were never meant to be picked. You were meant to be seen, to be known, to be loved for your being, not your performance. And the moment you accept this, something powerful happens. You stop waiting to be chosen. You start choosing who gets your energy, who gets your softness, who gets access to you. And for the first time, you choose yourself, not because someone validated, but because now you simply know you don't want love. You want proof that you are lovable. And once you see that clearly, the chase finally loses its grip. And someday, love will find you in the most organic and magnetic way. Till then, Real growth and raw healing. I hear you and I love you.